When the Doctor did this in the Season 1 trailer,
you ready for this?
It caught me off guard. Fourth wall breaking, but so intently done to attract our attention. So why are we seeing so much of this in the new season this far? Why is this bold narrative choice becoming a reoccurring theme in Doctor Who Season 1? It's really Series 14, but shh. Since its inception, Doctor Who has defied conventional narrative boundaries, embracing innovation and unpredictability. Among its many narrative quirks, fourth wall breaking has been a recurrent feature throughout its storied history. While not exclusive to the Doctor himself, these breaches of the narrative convention offer intriguing insights into the show's dynamic storytelling and the evolving nature of its characters. The concept of fourth wall breaking, where characters acknowledge the audience or the fact that they're part of a fictional construct, isn't novel to Doctor Who. Indeed, it has manifested in various forms across the show's extensive television appearances, sparking numerous theories and discussions amongst fans. One prevailing theory suggests that the Doctor possesses a unique power, albeit inconsistently across incarnations. The origins of fourth wall breaking in Doctor Who trace back to its earliest days, during the tenure of the first Doctor.
Yes, it all started out as a mild curiosity in the junkyard. And now it's turned out to be quite a great spirit of adventure, don't you think?
Despite the limited surviving footage of this era, notable instances include the direct address to the camera in the Aztecs, and the Doctor's stumbling response to Ian in the Web Planet. However, it was the most iconic moment in the Daleks' master plan, where the Doctor wishes viewers a happy Christmas. That cemented the show's willingness to acknowledge its audience. Historically, breaking the fourth wall was frowned upon in television production, as it risked disrupting the viewer's immersion, yet Doctor Who has always defied such conventions, choosing instead to embrace its status as a cultural phenomenon, unconstrained by traditional storytelling norms. This rebellious spirit allowed subsequent Doctors to continue the tradition of fourth wall breaking, albeit with varying degrees of frequency and intentionality. During the Fourth Doctor's era, notable instances include a Dalek's speech directly to the camera in the Genesis of the Daleks, and the Doctor's playful address to the audience in the Invasion of Time. Similarly, the Fifth Doctor's era saw an increase in such moments, from wax ominous gaze and enlightenment to Morgus's theatrical monologue in the caves of Adrazani. The Sixth and the Seventh Doctors further embraced this narrative, infusing their respective eras with playful nods to the audience's awareness, whether it be Peri's recurring observation about identical corridors, or the Valiar's sinister chuckle in The Ultimate Foe. These moments added layers of complexity to the show's storytelling, blurring the lines between fiction and reality. We're getting somewhere with this. Hang on, we're nearly there. There's something coming. I have a theory. So despite its occasional use for comedic effect or meta-commentary, fourth wall breaking in Doctor Who serves as a deeper purpose. It invites viewers to engage more actively with the narrative, challenging them to question the boundaries between fiction and reality. In the modern era, from the 9th to the 12th Doctor, the tradition of fourth wall breaking continued. The 9th Doctor's era introduced playful nods to the audience, such as Cassandra O'Brien's tongue-in-cheek remark about production costs and the end of the world. Meanwhile, the 10th Doctor era saw River Song's farewell in Forest of the Dead, where she gazes directly into the camera as she bids goodnight to her children. The 11th Doctor era brought further experimentation with fourth wall breaking, blending meta-commentary with narrative tension, from the Doctor's warning against turning off the television and night terrors to Oswin Oswald's cryptic message in the Asylum of the Daleks.
Run, you clever boy. And remember,
these moments added layers of complexity to the show's storytelling, challenging viewers to question their role in the Doctor's universe. The 12th Doctor's era embraced fourth wall breaking with a newfound intensity, blurring the lines between fiction and reality in exhilarating ways. In Deep Breath, the Doctor's piercing gaze into the camera after a moment of moral ambiguity signalled a departure from traditional narrative constraints. Similarly, in Before the Flood, the Doctor's direct address to the audience, coupled with a musical analogy, invited viewers to ponder the mysteries of time and causality. However, it is the emergence of the 14th Doctor that marks a significant turning point in the show's narrative trajectory. In the special, The Star Beast, Donna and the Doctor's direct address to the audience heralds a bold new era for the fourth wall breaking, one that promises to redefine the boundaries of storytelling in Doctor Who. So moving on from the classic and the modern era of Doctor Who, let's go into the future era of Doctor Who, which hasn't got a name yet, but I'm going to call it New Who anyway, because it technically is the newest Who, so yeah. So moving on to the 15th incarnation of the Doctor. When Ruby Sunday leaves the 15th Doctor's Tardis in the church on Ruby Road, Mrs. Flood explicitly breaks the fourth wall by turning to look directly into the camera and saying, "Never seen a Tardis before."
Never seen a Tardis before.
And then she winks. The next part from this is then we move on to the Devil's Cord, so there's no other fourth wall breaks here until we get to the Devil's Cord. That I have noticed, because some of these are incognito fourth wall breaks. Just like this one that a commenter on my review video for the Devil's Cord had pointed out that non-diegetic music is actually only music that the audience can hear, and technically this would also be a fourth wall break. Mind blown. Then we have Maestro breaking the fourth wall in the Devil's Cord. This happens multiple times in this episode between the Doctor and Maestro. We have Maestro's fourth wall break in the beginning of the episode. Then we have one in the middle of the episode. And then we have another one in the middle to the end of the episode. And to finish the episode off, we have the Doctor looking at us and winking. This has got to be an unspoken delivery of a story arc. I think with all the events that has taken place since the specials have aired, something has been at work changing and manipulating reality itself. Since the Doctor introduced superstition at the end of the universe with salt, we've had the introduction of profoundly weird things for Doctor Who. I think this is going to lead us to some kind of introduction of a god or celestial being who is able to manipulate universes and create worlds of some kind for either their own amusement or, similar to the Maestro, this is what keeps them strong. This season is heavily built on superstition and fantasy, and the only logical big bad would be the one who waits or the oldest one, but I think they're both the exact same person, to be honest with you. So as the one who waits, the one who creates these universes and has control over them, and all the fourth wall breaks is letting us know that the full universe has shifted in some way, where the Doctor can now see and acknowledge its audience. Has this been something that's been in the making for all this time? Potentially with the Doctor splitting in two, and splitting the TARDIS in two has also ended up splitting everything else in two and creating a sub-universe of some kind, making it like a TV show within a TV show. One thing we have not seen yet is Ruby even look anywhere close to the camera lens. The reason I think this is going to have some kind of mad twist is purely based on the fantasy and reality clearly having something bring them together and mixing them to create all these things that were never able to happen before. The Doctor is even confused by some of this, and that is a new concept because he usually knows everything because he's clever. But what I really think is, since the last episode is clearly something to do with the TARDIS, has there been like a time stream created similar to what we have seen in, say, the programme Loki? Going back to Ruby never looking at the camera lens, this is making me think that it could very well be a TV show about Ruby, because Ruby doesn't know that she's in a TV show, but every other character around about her does. And this is why we have Maestro acknowledging the camera. This is why the Doctor is acknowledging the camera. This is potentially why we could keep seeing Susan Twist appearing everywhere, because she's even in Space Babies, and I missed that for the review. Like, she is in every single episode. I'm telling you, she's got something big to do with this. But focused on the fourth wall breaking, I genuinely think that it's going to be some kind of TV show within a TV show. I just don't understand why the Legend of Ruby Sunday would have a camera facing screens with it glitching out as the promo for that title. Like, I don't get the connection with that if it's nothing to do with recording stuff, with making a TV show. Unless we're going to get Davina McCall back and then it's going to be like a full docu episode. I hope it's not, because I hate those types of formats. Unless I'm deliberately watching a documentary. Yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to share my thoughts on that theory for the fourth wall breaking. And I wanted to let you know that keep an eye on it, because the Doctor's keeping an eye on you for a start. But keep an eye on it because I think it is going to be something big. It's going to have some sort of meaningful purpose by the time we get to episode 8. If it doesn't, it's going to be going into season 2. If it doesn't get addressed in this season, it's going to continue into season 2. Either that, RTD is just wanting to have a different approach at filming, and he's wanting the Doctor and villains to continuously acknowledge us, the fact that we're there, we're watching, we're supporting the show. It could literally be something that means nothing. But I think it is something to do with the fact that reality, fantasy is mixing together and things just don't seem to be right. Nothing seems to work right anymore. or at least logically the way that we would normally have the universe. It's no longer like that anymore. Everything is possible, as the Doctor says in the trailer. What's your thoughts on the fourth wall breaking and where we're going to be by the time we see episode 8? I think the Whoniverse has something to do with it also, but I mean, in the meantime, I can see something else that you could jump into within the Whoniverse. And it's right there. Click the video. You know you want to.